Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me, Lady Knight of Avalon, Maria. Oh, and she's got her fan. Look at that. And everybody, if you have not already done so, please like and subscribe to her channel. Whoop, 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 whoop. So, and gosh. So, yeah. Oh, you know, you got to have the fan. I also have the tiny hands. So, but
Oh yes,
Jamie
let's see
and
them.
Richie are both here. So
Uh,
I'm like going,
sorry. I
woo.
love them. Is it okay if I just see
Yes,
one?
it's my guest. So my guest wants to see the tiny hands.
Yay!
Whoop, whoop, whoop. And you
Mine are
saw I
always the same
painted the.
size. Oh.
So I could, I could slap me. So something like that. So and you saw that
I
I
think they're
painted the
cute.
fingernails.
Ooh, nice.
So, but my nails are different today. I was being a little weird, so but that's okay. So I'll put those away, Jamie and Richie. I can't promise that they won't come out later because they might. So, uh, yes. Hello, Jamie. Glad to have you here. Tangi will be watching back. And do you want to tell about what's going on in your channel on the 30th, which is the Saturday, the
Yeah,
30th?
the day before Halloween on the 30th, we're going to have a nice Halloween get together, Gerald, Tangi, and myself. And we're going to do some readings. We're going to get all dolled up and fancy. So come and join us. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you had subscribed to Maria's channel, you'd already know that, right? So
No
Scott is
pressure.
here. Hello, Scott. Jackie is here. Hello, Jackie. And then Kristen Louise. Hello, Kristen. And oh, Richie is here. Speaking of Richie, on Richie's channel, Longman Tarot, on Friday, we're going at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. British. We're going to do our long stash discussion. And then the following Monday, we're going to do our long stash readings for Samhain.
Ooh.
So, and we're working on guests and all of that stuff. So it's going to be very exciting. Yes, Kristen Louise, this is a fun deck to go through, and we'll talk about that. So, we jumped. Okay. Tiaras all around. Yes. And if you have them at home, I encourage you wearing them because a tiara is for wearing, right? I
Yeah,
mean, you know, thank you, Jackie.
thank you.
And Melinda is here. False Teeth, Real Tarot.
I
Hello,
love the name.
Melinda. Oh, Kristen Louise said, my nails just split and ripped.
Oh,
Ugh. Awful. Gross. Julie is here. Julie,
hi.
I'm looking at my calendar. You should be getting an email from me for perhaps an upcoming casual conversation.
Oh, yes.
Perhaps. And it's I mispronounced it. It's long stash.
Yeah, do the voice.
Long stash. Oh, look, and Jackie. Thank you, Jackie, for doing it. And Orshi is here. Orshi, hello. And I was disappointed, Orshi. I was looking at my 12:30, and I'm like, Orshi doesn't have a live today. What? Uh, because if you were watching on my channel on Friday, Richie was taking a break, and so I did an impromptu live to find out how many people it took to replace a Richie live. And I learned that 6 people is the maximum I can have in StreamYard without shutting down my interwebs on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes 6 people to replace a Richie live.
Wow.
So just saying. So See, Richie. Okay, Julie, I will get that to you. Ange is here. Hello, Ange. And we jumped. Da-da-da-da. It's because I have a very special one on Thursday. I will have to check that out. So, but I'm liked and subscribed, so I should do that. So, do you want to tell people where you are, Maria? Just in, I know you're on planet Earth currently, or is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like it sometimes, because sometimes it feels like Twilight Zone, but oh well. So I'm in Germany, in the eastern part of Germany, kind of like in the middle, on the east. And yeah, it's been a nice day out today. Like the fall is slowly coming in, but it's still kind of warm, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
Not too cold.
Cool. Or she has put a link to the live on for Thursday. It is a lovely day here. I am in Ohio, and it's probably in the low 60s, and it's just quite lovely. I'm a fall person. I'm a huge fan of the fall.
I love the spring.
You like the spring?
When everything starts to get green again, and the flowers, and especially like the lilacs, and like when that is in bloom in May, I love that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And Ben from Beneficial Tarot is here. And Ben, I wanted to show you, I think it was last Thursday, you were with Chris, Elemental Cartomancy, and I think you were using the Vision Quest. And this is a deck that I just got today. So, so hashtag Ben made me do it. So, and if Tony is here, I have something to show Tony as well. So anyhow, okay, so Zane is here. Hello. It's pissing with rain here.
Oh,
that's a UK autumn. Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan. This little thing, and we can blame this on the Beneficial Tarot for the deck casuals. I mean, no, not for the deck casuals. Court in the Act. Sorry. And so Zane is here. Hello. And gosh, okay, so mind you, that's UK summer and spring too. So, okay, so Maria and I are doing it's actually, it'd be easier if I did this. It's a Housewives Tarot deck casual with LadyKnight of Avalon. So in the link below, or in the description below, Maria showed this deck when you did a modification to yours. And I also did, early on in my YouTube tarot career, I did a video for Under the Hermit Mage. So that's linked below. So I wanted to show, this is how it comes. It comes in this lovely little box. I mean, the people who did this, the marketing people and the packaging people, genius. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
And so when anyhow, you can watch the flip. But inside, it looks like a little recipe box. And you have that. But then you actually have, this is the major arcana, but on the back, it gives an actual recipe. I've not made any of these recipes.
Me neither.
So, but it also says, for use with the Neapolitan spread, because it does come with a cute little book. And in the book, it has different readings. It has 5 readings there that you can do. And it's just, it's cute. So anyhow, there's that. Oh yeah, after seeing the trimmed version, I want it more for summer. So, okay. And Ben did say, it's a great deck, Gerald. Vision Quest works so well. Their zombie tarot is awesome too. They need to make some more decks. Yes. And Orshi, I do have the zombie tarot. It's right over there. So Ben is going to grab his housewife duster and get in the housewives vibe. I was telling Maria about this. If Ben, are you a mod? Yeah, you're a mod. If you want to grab your link to that, by all means, post that, because I was
Yes,
explaining
please.
to Maria, like, and you're dedicated YouTube creator, content creator, and he just had a moment, and it was quite lovely. So,
Yeah.
Nancy, hello, glad to have you here. And Jonathan said, "Oh, I just noticed that Maria is also crowned."
Yeah, you can't really see it with the background here.
So, but so you said your grandmother would be disappointed that you don't have like an apron or anything like that. Is that
Yeah,
right?
like I'm not a real housewife in any sense of the way. Like that's just I'm the working girl, the career woman. That's
Uh-huh.
my thing. So the housewives thing that completely passed me by. Like that's not
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I get it.
But I did bake some cookies today. Not from scratch, like I bought the dough and just cut it into slices and put it in the oven, but I did make cookies.
What flavor?
They were already Christmas cookies, but it was like the normal light dough, and it had like pink raspberry heart shaped thing
Ooh,
inside. So they were really good, like with a little bit of
very
raspberry.
nice. Very nice.
Mm.
I am going to make some cookies because a week from tomorrow, Ben, Beneficial Tarot, Scott, Scorpio Moon Tarot, and I, we're doing a deck casual for the Bonefire Tarot. And Ben on his live with Robin yesterday, the deck dialogue, talking about the jack-o'-lantern. They were talking about biscuits, and ooh, look at
These are
that,
the
people. Yummy.
yeah.
Or she said, I approve of the cookies in any shape and form.
Cookies are always
Yes.
good.
Yes, you should wear the crown I made out of a sheet of brass.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of yum. People are like, yum. So as you know, for if you've watched deck casuals, we talk, we pick out some cards, we talk about the cards themselves, etc., and what it's like to use the deck. So let's talk about the physical cards. What do you think of the way the cards look and all of that stuff? Because I am getting a copy of the traditional or the original Rider Waite, and just to show the size difference,
Mm-hmm.
they're a
Yeah,
little
I should have
shorter.
done that too because mine are trimmed, so they're even smaller. So
So,
yeah, for me, I think the cardstock is maybe a little too stiff, especially when you trim it. The whole
uh-huh.
riffle shuffling thing, that becomes a
Yeah.
little bit tricky just for everyone who is considering trimming it. That's gonna be a little bit difficult with the new size, but I mean it's still manageable, but they're not really that flexible anymore. Like when the size changes, that will also change. But
Right.
otherwise, I mean, they're quite durable, so I think they will last a long time. They don't like tear on the edges, which is good. Like I have other low scarabeo decks that just after a few times of shuffling, like the edges are completely torn, and this
Uh-huh.
doesn't happen with this one.
Doesn't happen. That's good.
No.
And I agree with you. They're fairly stiff. So and Ange is off to write a pediatric exam.
Ooh,
So go get it.
good luck.
Yeah. And
You got
Ben
this.
did post a link to that video. And
Awesome.
I,
I'll have
and
to
I
watch
hear
that.
you, Kristen Louise, about the textured tarot. So um, wouldn't it be great if they had made the cards smell like cookies? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But then we'd be like,
Yeah. I mean, some people
yeah,
are deck sniffers. So,
I'm not. I'm not.
Oh,
I don't like the smell of ink. Like, I'm actually one of those, like, I love the old library smell, like when you have one of those books that's been in the library forever and you just open it and you can smell that at least 50 people have read it. That's the smell that I like, but not the new ink and everything.
Mm.
Scratch
And
and sniff.
Melinda was like, scratch and sniff. There's an idea, people. There's an idea. So that would be good. So yeah, I think the size is actually good. I like the backs. The backs are great for this.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, when you trim
and
it, that goes
yeah,
away, like the
yeah,
dark edges.
yeah. The dark edges have gone away. You've trimmed that off. So you trimmed it down to, if we look at it, you trimmed off the.
Wait, let me find the Page of Swords. Let me find it. Of course, it's going to be way in here. Okay, so we have the same card.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I took off just the color, like completely.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And for the minors, that works. Do you have a major?
Yep.
Because as you can see, like there's this little thing here on the bottom because the number kind of goes there, and that I didn't want to trim that all the way off because then I would have had to do that on all of the minors as well. So I just left that little part because it doesn't really distract me.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Ooh, this is the deck that started my tarot collecting.
Oh,
Very nice. Very nice. So, yeah. Okay, so yeah, the deck itself is good. I think the presentation is quite nice, which I showed. And I'm pleased with the guidebook. It's a small guidebook, but you use something else for reading with it.
Yeah, the book is okay, but I like this one better. The Smart Girl's Guide to Tarot, because the funny descriptions in here just go so well with the deck.
Yeah.
And I have one example that I can read.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so it's for the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe, can you hold up the card while I read?
Yes, let me get that for us. Here we go.
Okay. So your mom's dream and your nightmare. Oh, this is exactly the guy your mother wants you to marry. He's so responsible, so steady, so mature, so boring. No, really, he's a bit boring. The Knight of Pentacles, a solid, hard worker. He'll probably never cheat on you. He will always come through for you, unless, of course, you ask for excitement and spontaneity. And he doesn't take a hint. When you say, you know what, next week I'm just really busy, it's not a good time for me, he says, okay, how about the week after? Part of his success in business is his persistent, and he's organized and kind to animals and boring. And I think that just really fits with that card. I mean, him, like the business look and everything, and he will mow the lawn, he will do all that stuff, but it's just like, ugh. He's nice and all, but ugh.
He's stable, which is slightly different than you would expect for a knight. You know? But and Regina popped in. Hello, Regina.
Hi.
And she is working and listening today.
Yeah, sounds like a drag.
This night sounds like a drag. Well, you never know. I mean,
if you want something stable, something that you can count on and rely on, then he's your guy. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But for everyone who wants a little bit more excitement and, you know, let's go on a date night or something. Let me plan that a week in advance.
Yeah. And the question is the book still in print, Maria? And
I don't think the book is still in print, but it's available on Kindle on Amazon.
Okay.
They actually released a Kindle version of this.
Oh, that's good. And I believe I put a link to that in the description.
Yes.
So.
Well, in the description is the American Amazon, but like you can easily find it like that name, Smart Girl's Guide to Tarot. You can easily find it on Amazon.
Okay. I'm refilling my beverage, so because that's, you know, we were talking about the nights on Ben's channel, Richie and and I was just like, you know, the knight is the one who is so practical, not going to take a leap or anything like that. So,
Mm.
and Jackie added that knight could also be the dark horse. Oh yeah, definitely. So, um, so you trimmed yours.
Yes.
How was it to trim? Of course, they should just watch your video, but
Yeah. Well, I use scissors. Like, I don't have a guillotine. I don't do it with like a cutter knife or anything. Like, I have like big, heavy scissors from like sewing scissors, actually,
oh yeah,
fabric scissors.
uh-huh.
And I find that makes it a lot easier. Like, if the scissors are really heavy, you're more able to have like a straight line. And if they're really long, like you can just have one cut
Yeah.
and not go through it many times.
So they're the good shears, the one
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
shears.
the really good ones.
So
And
excuse me for a minute. I'm like going, you used fabric scissors to cut paper?
well, I learned that if the scissors have never been used for anything else, then you can just use them for whatever. But once they've been used for a certain thing, they should
Right.
continue to be used for that thing and not for something else.
Yeah. It's a funny little thing. It's just like going, use your gingers to cut. I had a, yeah, everybody's like going, scissors? You have
I
a,
show them in my video, yeah.
yeah. It's like, ooh. So, but I remember at one point, my first long-term relationship, I bought a pair of gingers because I was doing sewing and construction, and um, I came home and he was using my good shears to cut out coupons. Yeah, it was not Jeffrey. This was a good
Yeah, I
20
was
plus
gonna say
years
that
ago.
didn't real that didn't last, right?
It's like, you know, ooh. So Ben said,
Like,
wow, I'm
there's the
impressed,
door.
Maria. Yeah. Maria's like, there's the door. So Ben said, wow, I'm impressed, Maria. They look great. I've always been scared to use scissors because I worry I'll shake and it won't be a straight line. So,
Just do it slowly.
yeah,
It takes some practice maybe, but once you get the hang of it and once you know how to, like, eyeball it, and find the right angle, then, it's gonna be but one thing for me, I cannot watch, something where I wanna pay attention when I'm doing that, like, I can only have something that I don't need to pay attention to in the background because I really focus on that.
right.
But I do this as a kind of relaxation, like, for me, trimming the
Sure.
cards with scissors, doing that at home, that's actually relaxing.
That's good. And Jamie is like big scissors. And then she used only, she used to only use long, heavy scissors for deck mods until
Mhm.
her hands couldn't handle it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the big heavy ones where you can fit your entire hand into the handle,
yep.
that's, like gives you a good, way of controlling them.
Yeah. I see you, Ben. I see what you're talking about. Oh, and it's easy to sharpen. Yeah,
Mm.
it's good. Okay, so anything else about the physical makeup of the cards or anything like that?
Mm. Well, just like the colors of the borders, like they what was one reason for me to cut them off was that they were all different, different for each suit and the majors, and I don't like that about a deck. I like a deck to be one thing and not split up into different categories, so to
Uh-huh.
speak. And so I also don't like that when other decks do that, when they have like the entire background behind the picture a different color, stuff like that. I don't really care for that. So,
Okay.
and in
Yeah.
this case, I was able to cut it off. Plus, the colors were not really my thing, and I thought
Mhm.
the black for the majors was a little too harsh.
Yeah. So this is set up where the black is the majors are black, the cups are blue, and then the or the wands are this tan sort of color. Swords are a reddy orange, which didn't make sense to me.
Mm,
And then the pentacles are green. which I can get, but it was the wands and the swords that were a little off for me.
Yeah.
I was like, but
Did you see Jonathan's comment?
uh-oh. I caught my husband using the kitchen shears for yard work. And you're still together, right?
That must be love.
That is love. That is love.
That is like, no.
Yeah. I love when the minors are color coded. I like that too when it works and it doesn't distract and the colors match my
Mm,
expectations. So, but so let's talk about some of these cards.
yes.
Do you have some cards that you were less than thrilled with? They were
Yes,
I
I
like to call
have
these
one,
the
two,
meh
three, four, five,
cards.
six, seven. I have 8 cards that I was less than thrilled with.
Okay,
But
you
my
tell them.
less
I didn't
than
pull out any meh because nothing quite jumped at me, but you tell me and I'll pull
yeah.
them out.
Okay. So the reason why I was less than thrilled with them is because what the picture shows me and what I know from, let's say, the classical RWS deck, it's kind of like, okay, I have to think around like a couple corners to get to that image.
I
Like
see.
it's not exactly like, oh, I see it. Like I have to think for a while. So one of them is the Seven of Wands.
Okay, let me pull that out. Seven of Wands.
Yeah.
Toothbrushes scrubbing the toilet.
Because like if the in the classic when you have like that person standing on the mountain being like, yeah, I have to defend myself against everything, I don't really see that in the toilet scrubbing.
No, no, I get that. I get
So
that.
that
Yep.
that was like, okay, like that's one of the cards where I'm like, okay, back to the classical meaning, or I really disregard the traditional meaning and just really go with what's on the picture. Like that's
Yeah.
the only way that I can do.
And
uh
in the book, it says challenges fighting back in crisis.
hmm.
But I'm not sure how
Yeah,
7 toothbrushes cleaning a toilet.
I mean, I get it when you, as a good housewife, are expecting guests, or when your spouse is bringing home the boss and you need to impress and everything, then yeah, this needs to be spotless. But yeah, like in other aspects of life, I don't know.
Yeah. Um, Julie said only one F. It's possible aggressive. Seven of Wand always confuses me too. Yeah.
Oh,
So defense against germs.
yeah.
Stubborn stains. So yeah. Cool.
So another card that I have is, and that's just based on her position, is the 10 of cups. Like her hand in that armpit with all these drinks there. Like, why? Like,
Yeah. What? Yeah.
look at my armpit. Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, I don't get this position of hers.
Yeah.
And then the other people, what are they doing? It's like they're almost applauding. Oh, like, oh my god, you're so great. Like, how do you do this? Like, huh? No, no, just no.
Yeah. Or she said it gives me a dancing posture.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah. It's just that hand in the armpit that's kinda
Yeah.
like,
It's
I
a
don't know.
little
There
odd.
could have been a better position.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
so another one I have is the High Priestess with, the syrup bottle. I mean, if you read the description in the book, it makes sense, but, like, just looking at it, for me, syrup, what I associate with that, it's something sticky, and it gets all over your hands and stuff if you're not careful. It's like, that's not really what I think about when I think about the High
Right.
Priestess. Like, she has everything under control, and this is like the messy breakfast where you need to clean up afterwards,
Right.
kind of.
Right. Yeah. A little odd. A little odd on that one.
Yeah. Another one that doesn't quite make sense to me in that way it's depicted is like the Five of Swords. Like uh the whole dressmaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like why?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's
I will share. This is actually and one of the cards that I like because I think the image is a lot of fun.
the
It
image is
just
cool. And that's actually like these are the kind of scissors that I have.
oh
Like
uh-huh.
that's what
Yeah,
I use for my deck mods.
yeah. So Jonathan is heading off to get a haircut, and
Ooh.
Kristen Louise now wants pancakes and syrup.
Yes, yes. That deck has some good suggestions, especially the devil card.
Yeah. And or she said, I think she's undoing someone else's dress.
Hmm.
That could be. That could be. Okay. So what
Okay.
else?
Another one. Well, I'm kind of like torn on this one. The Eight of Cups. Like I see those cups there, and she looks like as if she has done the dishes and everything. And yeah, I can see the work, but it's still like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They could also still be in the cupboard and haven't been used yet. So it's,
Uh-huh.
hmm, is she
Yeah.
already tired before the party starts?
Yeah.
I don't
And
know. So
they're full of coffee. So
yeah.
they're stacked up and full of coffee. Yeah, I get that. Mm-hmm.
And then almost done. Okay, the next one I have is the Nine of Wands. And compared to the traditional image, like she still looks very happy and everything looks still very easy breezy. And I don't get this feeling of, oh my God, I need to hang in there. This is like, oh, this is so easy. Let me just do this really quick and then I'll be with you.
Uh-huh.
This is a little too, like, it's not enough struggle for me for the Nine of Wands.
Okay. Okay.
It's not the whole, I had to endure so much to get to this point, and I just have to hang in a little longer. That I don't
Right.
get that from this card.
Yeah. Yeah. Robin showed up. Hello, Robin.
Hi.
And or she said, just want to say the devil's really good in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Yeah.
Kristen Louise said she's done with dishes. She's over and she's over it being a waitress for everyone.
Mm.
So so but
Okay,
yeah.
the next one I have is the Tower.
The tower, okay.
And like compared to the traditional tower, like nothing is falling down, everything is held in place, and she looks happy, and it's not the complete moment of destruction where you need to rebuild. Like this is like everything is so well put together in a way that I don't see the need for rebuilding unless yeah once everyone digs in, but that's not depicted on the card.
Right, right. This I think this card is quite funny just because of the jello aspect of it
Hmm.
and the fact that with jello if you were to if you stack that many layers of jello it's going to be awkward.
Yeah.
So and so that's one of the reasons that I like it. It's unstable
Hmm.
just simply by it, so but I get what you're saying, so yes.
So my last one that I have is the Moon card.
Okay.
I mean, I love it, but like for me, the moon is okay. I still have a long way to go ahead of me, and I may not know where it takes me, but she's sleeping. So the only thing that, like, where she's going is in her dreams. But for me, the moon is like, what am I actually doing? And more
Right.
like some shadow work. And she looks way too content
Hmm.
and just sleeping, and with like the just getting like some beauty stuff here. It's and the moon is smiling so much.
Yeah.
There's not really that aspect of the traditional moon card that I
Yeah,
see
and
in here.
the sheep, it's
Mm,
much more about rest and sleep rather
yeah,
than anything else.
yeah. This is kind of more hermit to me in a way.
Oh, I can see that. More of a hermit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin said, I think that syrup bottle would be a better as the empress than the high priestess.
Yeah, that could be too. Yeah, with the whole family aspect, everything. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
So, and he said, if you make me eat that Jello mold, I'll probably throw up, which would be in keeping with the upheaval of the tower.
Mm. But that's the moment after. That's not the moment depicted on the tower because, like, as
Yep.
we know, the lightning has already struck. Everything is already crumbling down.
Yeah.
That we don't see that. It's the moment. It's like the before tarot.
Yeah. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
that would be the after tarot.
Hmm.
After.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was all my dislikes.
Okay. And I agree with you. I think as far as the dislikes, it's because the image doesn't quite jive
Hmm.
with our traditional understanding. I do have to say overall the deck does it is consistently looking like a 1950s 60s housewife and the advertising associated with it. So
Yes.
they stuck with it. So,
Yeah.
but
I love that.
yeah. So, and do you want me to start with one of the cards that I like?
Yeah. Let's see
Okay,
if I have one of those too.
I have the Magician, and I
I
think
don't.
this is we talked about the Magician a little bit because the book talks about deception and it's like a salesman, and
Yeah, like the snake oil guy. Mm.
yeah, the snake oil guy. I just think this just makes me laugh because it reminds me of Pee Wee Herman.
Yes. Yes.
And
Absolutely.
I can hear his laugh. I'm not going to do the laugh. Everybody can hear it now. Um, but sort of oblivious, but all powerful and all that stuff, trying to sell a washing machine. And he's
Mm.
just like, you know, I should dress up like this for Halloween.
Maybe, yeah.
Except
But
I'm not
he
shaving my mustache.
I still wouldn't buy anything from him. Like, he's not the magician that I would trust.
Yeah,
So, like, compared to what we know about the magician, like, can he
yeah,
really deliver on what he promises?
yeah, yeah. So he's a little, he's probably the beginning salesman who's trying to do anything just to make a sale.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, all right. What do you have? Do you want to just go in between us? Flip
Okay.
between?
So
So,
one of my favorites here is actually my tarot birth card. I'm a life path 5, so the Hierophant is my card. And I'm not really fond I'm not really fond of the traditional Pope thing. So, but the TV, that speaks to me. Like, God is
yeah.
in the TV, definitely. And I love that depiction because it is, especially now with social media and TV and everything being all around us, and it's no matter where we go, we see it everywhere, and like getting to the point where we rely on this so much that we kind of
Uh-huh.
forget like other stuff. So we, like, back in the days when they relied on church so much for
Right.
everything. So
Hmm.
I can really see that in the TV set.
Yeah. This is also one of my favorite cards because it's the television, and it's how the television has it's how the Hierophant will sometimes tell us what we think instead of giving us information so that we can think for ourselves.
Yes.
Robin said that magician is more in keeping with a Marseille magician, a sort of a trickster
Okay.
guy. And Kristen Louise said the same thing. So there was a
Mm,
jinx right there. So,
yeah.
but yeah. So yeah, I think that's funny. We both picked the Hierophant. So, but I also have I picked the Hanged Man.
I didn't. But it's
I
cute.
think
It's a cute card.
it's just hilarious because I see it as the magician that's right there.
Yeah.
I could actually see it's the magician hanging upside down.
Yeah.
He would, especially because he's selling a washing machine,
Mm.
and it just
That's
makes me
true.
chuckle.
Yeah,
So,
I can see that now, yeah. I
and
never thought of it that
and
way.
she's the one in control. She's the one hanging him upside down. So, And it goes back to that idea, if you know, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Yeah. No.
So it just made me chuckle, because I'm like going, is that the magician hanging upside down? So
Yeah. Kristen's comment.
so looks like the Mormon on the line.
Oh,
Yeah. Do what the TV tells you.
yeah.
Buy everything in the commercials. Fake news. Yep. So cool. All right. What do you got?
So next one is one of my favorites, the Judgment card.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that one too?
I can get it. It wasn't
No.
one that I
Okay.
pulled out, but I thought about it.
Hmm. Like this is my favorite Judgment card out of like all the decks that I have because it's just so funny. And like I get it. Like sometimes we are our own worst enemy in a way.
Yeah.
We criticize ourselves sometimes a little bit too much. Um, and sometimes we listen too much to other people's judgments. So we have to find like the right balance in between. So the scale cannot
Yeah.
tip too much to one side or to the other.
Yeah.
It should be a good in between. But that's like the bacon and the scale. Like I love a good like Sunday bacon breakfast. So
Uh-huh.
when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's I can I
Yeah.
get it. Okay.
So if you comment on the live, if you have this deck and what you think about these cards that we're pulling up, because do you agree with them as they're some of the good ones? I think you picked this one out before, Maria. I love the death card.
Yeah, I don't have it this time. But yeah, this one's cool because what I like about this card or this deck in general is that it doesn't have like any of the scary aspects like a skeleton or like the actual devil or something. So for a first-time reader or even first-time client who might be afraid, like this is the perfect deck to put out in a spread because there's nothing scary. Like this is the scariest thing in the deck.
Right. Right. And I just love how, you know, it's real salmonella. Everything
Mhm.
expires, and you know, you have the flies and everything is in decay and all that stuff. So I think it's quite funny. Andy
Yeah.
the Wildflower said judgment is on a scale in the Cook's Tarot, and I think it's a great depiction. Yeah. And Tony just showed up, and Tony, I want to show you what I just got in the mail today. I got my copy of the Barbara Walker Tarot because she and I talked about this on our live for the decks. So for the autumnal and Halloween. So
Hmm.
all right. So do you have another one? What's your next one?
Yeah. So, one that I also really like is the Queen of Swords. Like, she's cutting off that rose and she's doing it with a smile. So, she doesn't take any prisoners. Like, if she thinks that something needs to happen, she's going to make it happen.
Yep.
And if the husband is in the way, well, then the husband has to get out of the way. Like, she needs to do her thing and she needs to be respected for that because like yeah she has stuff to do she can't
Yep.
be held back by anyone and like anyone who hinders her in her progress is just gotta go.
Yeah. And I think there's a you know, she actually has a bit of a crown, but
Yeah,
it looks like it's is that a some sort of a rib roast or something like that?
no, I
Um
think they actually have like real crowns like all the kings and queens, just different
yeah.
designs.
So but she, like you said, she's very confident, and she's
Mm-hmm.
not going to worry about, oh, you know, this is a beautiful flower, should I get it, you know, should I
Yeah.
not do it? And it's like doing it
Mm. Like
because,
that's my grandma in a card.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's that housewife. She
Okay.
was.
Yes, Tony, I do have you know, excellent taste, and perhaps it'll be a deck casual sometime. I pulled the Temperance card, and the specific reason I pulled the Temperance card is it is, for me, Temperance is about adding pieces and parts of things that don't normally go together and coming up with something new.
Mhm.
And I love how we have joy, we have sorrow, we have justice, we have anger, and all of those
The
stuff in
opposites,
the
yeah.
in the opposites put in the proper balance can make something amazing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's one of mine. Sip sip.
Yeah. Speaking of sips, my next card is the Ace of Cups.
There you
And
go.
unlike in the traditional card where the water is like flowing out of the cup, this one is empty. So you actually get to fill it. And that's what I like.
Oh,
Like this is the beginning of the relationship since the aces are the beginning. And so
huh.
you have the cup and you get to fill it with all the emotions and memories that you're going to create together. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And Tony, what song would you be singing? Please type the lyrics in the chat. Perhaps and if it's related to some way to Tuckbox Rage, we can make that happen. I'm just saying. Please type the lyrics in the chat. So Robin said, "Good temperance card, mixing, blending elements, measuring things out." So, oh, here you go. We have joy, we have fun, we have
Seasons in the
seasons in the
sun.
sun. So, yeah. Um, I have the Two of Wands.
I don't.
Well, I have the Two of Wands. I got this in a reading that I did yesterday, and I think the two for me the wands are about energy and your personal power, and so this just means when I see a Two of Wand, I have double the personal power, and
Mhm.
it's a good reminder for me. And so Maria, when I look at this, is while she has two cleaning implements, she has four hands in which to control them.
Yeah.
And there's for me, yes, she's exhausted, she's tired, you can see
Mhm.
that. And for me, it's a great reminder that, well, you got four hands, just do the dang work. So
True.
um yeah. Okay, the Ace of Cups looks like the wine glass at the end of A Court in the Act live. Ooh, that's a good one, Ben. And I want to know what kind of wine you're going to have for the Kings. Should yeah, would Kings be in like a stein or something like that? Big, who knows? I'm just going to
Yeah.
put a straw in a wine bottle for that one.
Oh my
So.
god. Oh.
And Regina Tarot said, perhaps the cup can be filled with circus peanuts.
Depending on the one that you wanna fill it with, yeah, like, if he uses the kitchen shears for yard work, then
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, what do you got?
Okay, next I have the Hermit,
Okay.
and, what I love about, this card is the whole aspect of self-care, that it's, like, sometimes, like, the hot bath can just really, uh take you out of this world and you're just with yourself for a moment. You close the door and no one else is bothering you. And that to me is the equivalent of taking that lantern and just going into the desert, the woods, or whatever.
Right.
But here it's actually something relaxing and not so much like, oh my God, I have to be on this journey now. Like you can
Right.
actually relax. And this whole journey can be a fun one. Like you can have a nice bubble bath and just sit there and maybe not even think about anything and just tune out the entire world because sometimes the noise in our head is just too much. And even that can help you to just reset everything.
Yes. You're right. It's really about focusing on self rather than going outward and looking for it. So,
Mm.
and okay, so Richie has gone down the another song. Put down the knitting, the book, and the broom. Come to the cabaret. And Ben said it would be a beer keg for her. And And then Ben says, I see you in your Liza wig, Richie. So, I might pay money to see that. To see Richie in a Liza wig and a bowler. Maria's speechless, Richie. Now you have
Yeah. Like I'm trying to imagine that, and I would like to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, and Tangie's back. Hello. But okay. Yeah. I have the 10 of Wands, and this is
I know.
also this could be one that is sort of meh, but the 10
Mhm.
of Wands, it's just like, holy crap, which one do I need to get rid of?
Yeah.
Because if I need to, it reminds me the importance of picking the right tool for the right job.
Yeah.
So, and that's
And
this is and sometimes you have to put a bunch of tools down in order to be able to use the one that you have effectively.
mm. This
So,
also gives me the feeling of like too much at once, like when the spouse calls and you're like, "Well, honey, I'm coming over with my boss in like half an hour." And it's like, okay, I need to do this, 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 and where do I even start? And it's like,
right.
ugh. And the more the spouse is doing that, the more the housewife is going to resent that. And it's like, ugh, please, just give me like a heads up, like 2 hours ago, 2 hours before that,
Yeah.
but not like 30 minutes. Like I need more time. Like this is nah, can't do that.
Yes. Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Like something that's always in my mind when I look at these cards and the whole Housewives and 50s and 60s stuff is the Bewitched TV show.
Yes. Yep.
Because like he would do that sometimes, like call her short notice. And I mean, because she was a witch, she was able to do all that. But us normal muggles, we can't do that. So yeah.
Right. But she was trying not to use that
Mm,
magic. She was trying to be normal or a
yeah.
non-magical housewife. So, but yeah,
But when push came to shove, she would do it.
like or like that, you know.
That was the daughter, yeah.
Yeah. So that 10 of Wands is a good counter point to the magician who has all his tools, but presumably knows what to do with them. I could see that. Okay.
Mhm.
Ben is heading out. So bye, Ben. Take care. So, all right. You're up if you want to
My turn.
go. Yeah.
The strength card.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about
Because
that.
like this is like with all these scrubby things there, that the first thing that came to mind when I really looked at this was like Lady Macbeth, out damn spot, out.
Oh, uh-huh.
Like really trying her best to get rid of that stain. And like sometimes strength, yeah, being strong and all that also requires physical strength in a way. Like
Yes.
with the traditional strength, we go very much into the emotions and like our own strength and everything. But sometimes strength does actually mean cleaning is a hard piece of work, and you will get sweaty and all of that. So sometimes it's just physical labor.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
you also
agree.
have to be careful when you use these things, because like if you scrub too much, you scrub off the color or
Yep.
anything. Like you have to find the right balance once again and not like be like, I need to get this out.
That is very, very true because a lot of times we think just of the strength,
Mm,
for the strength card, but it's also for me, strength is about perseverance, and part of it is stopping appropriately and checking what's going on. Is the
hmm.
situation still the same? Is
Yeah.
the grease or whatever that needs to be cleaned, is it still as bad as it was when I started? So,
Yeah.
but Tony said, well, if the 10 of Wands knows what to do with them, goodness, help the knight. So I always hear the canned laughter of 50s TV shows with this deck. There's a sense that it's too perfect to be real or true.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I wish I had And I wish I had some candle after to be able to play it right now. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? But
Yeah.
Kristen Louise said, sometimes you need elbow grease. Sometimes you just have to let it soak.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So I already mentioned that I liked the Five of Swords, so I will just put this one back. The rest of mine are swords because I think in this deck, there's something charming about the way that these swords are presented for me.
I have 2 sword cards.
Okay. Well, I'll start with I have the Seven of Swords.
Yep.
And this just is like, I mean, because this is the gossip corner, right? I mean, this is the coffee clutch, you know, come over. It's the Mrs. Kravitz card from the
Yeah.
Bewitched, the one who's always watching everything and is telling stories about what she sees. And I think there's a control here of is like going, okay, whose head are we dicing in? So, oh, Melinda is heading out. Bye, Melinda. Thanks for
But
stopping
then the
by.
one in the background, that would be Endora, ready to defend her daughter.
Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah.
And she will do it with a smile.
She will do it with a smile and look absolutely gorgeous while she did it. Yep.
Yep.
Tangi said it's like Edward Scissorhands Gossip Ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Endora, we watched did we watch The Bat? Jeffrey's over there, so he's behind the camera. I think we watched The Bat because the woman who played Endora, whose name escapes me, Agnes Moorehead, starred in it, and she's such an underrated actress. So it's just like, and Robin loves the Seven. The gossiping neighbors will stab you in the back. Agatha all along. Marvel fan here. So, oh, Tangi watched The Bat last month. It was great. Love Vincent. Yes. So, okay.
So one of the swords that I have is the Three of Swords.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's like 2's company, 3's a crowd. So yeah, like it's like too many cooks in the kitchen or whatever. Like this is always like there's always too many people involved, and that will it just doesn't work. Like you cannot have too many people cutting off pieces of the cake. You cannot have too many people involved in a relationship, in a project, whatever. Like it's just too much, too many.
Yes.
So and I like that depiction of it, and that it's like with cake.
Yeah. Just too many.
Yeah.
I have the Eight of Swords, and this is a very, very practical thing. It just makes me laugh. I mean, and this is, you know, because you have all of these little hors d'oeuvre skewers, the swords, and sometimes it feels like that when you're in an Eight of Swords moment, because what is expected of me, what's going on, what does society say that I have to do in this case? But then it's like, you know, I mean, so yeah, I think one of the things, Maria, that makes me happy about the swords in this, it adds a bit of levity. The swords, it's a tough suit in general because it's all mind and we're our own worst enemy. And this just makes it silly. And you know, it's like, yeah, I feel like I am attached to this hors d'oeuvre and what's expected. So bye, Sunflower. Thanks for joining.
Bye, Bee.
So Richie says the description in the guidebook is brilliant for the Eight of Swords. I'm going to look that up. So please hold. Indecision, self-restriction, no-win situations. Like a chintzy platter of unappetizing hors d'oeuvres, life can offer plenty of no-win situations. The olive loaf looks just as bad as the cocktail weenie on a stick. Don't allow such indecision and second guessing to restrict you. Though they're all probably revolting, you've got to try something or starve. Why not take a stab at the mushroom puff? Um, it seems to be the lesser of many evils. If you gag, you can always discreetly hide it in your pocketbook and taste something else. See, there's always a way out of an embarrassing situation. So,
Yeah, that's good.
so
But yeah,
yeah,
like what Kristen said, like wanting olives now. Like this deck should probably not be used on an empty stomach because it will just make you hungry.
yeah,
There's so much food in there,
that's a good point.
and I can feel it right now. Like it's dinner time pretty much for me. I haven't
Yeah,
had anything yet past lunch,
yeah.
so yes, I am getting hungry.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. All right.
So my last swords card that I have is the Knight of Swords. Like this is kind of like the guy reminds me a little bit of like Fonzie or Johnny Depp in that movie was Crybaby,
Yes.
kind of like the rebel type. And like, is he really a good idea just because he looks all sexy and all that? But
He's
does he
dangerous.
really does he really have substance to offer,
Right.
or is it just like the guy that you are with for a while to kind of get to know yourself better? And he will teach you a lot of things about yourself, but he will not really get attached. Like he doesn't look like he has any attachments to anything besides his bike or his
Uh-huh.
hair.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a good adventure if you want that for a while, but it's not gonna last.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tanges, it's just a flip switch hair comb. Yeah.
Yeah. Like very
And,
greased, like with the like always
yep.
going through the
Yeah. It's the dude from the
yeah,
T-Birds
John
Grease.
Travolta. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We all get that. Yep. I had the Nine of Swords, and I think the Nine of Swords. It maybe this is a personal thing because I when I like to decorate, I like to take I like to pick a topic for
Mhm.
a wall, and let's say it's things that cut. I would totally do something like this on a wall. I would, it'd
Yeah.
be, a pair of scissors, some knives, some all that stuff. A picture of this reminds me of Mama from Mama's Family.
This
What's her
reminds me
name?
of Psycho.
Vicki Lawrence in Mama's Family or Psycho, yes.
Yeah.
So, but see, that's the fun of it. And to me, this is a good thing. If okay, this is just for me. This reminds me to if when I get this Nine of Swords, put a frame around it and understand what it is in its place as an
Mm.
individual. It's an individual thought. It's something that I am afraid of, or it's something
Okay.
I'm saying to myself. So pull that off of the wall and look at it before. I mean,
Mhm.
so don't get overwhelmed with the big picture. Look at individual things. It's something that,
That's a good idea, yeah.
thank you. I mean, it's something that Jilly Little Zen Crone has said multiple times. I've heard her talk about it. Is like when you're in crisis and when things are coming up, pause long enough to do the sacred pause, as she calls it, and go, okay, what is real?
Mhm.
And I think it's one. I think there's a lot of power in that. I know people. One of the ways to help if you're having a panic attack
Mhm.
is you look around and you name things that you can see or you touch things that you can actually touch.
Yeah, I
And
heard
so
that before. Mhm.
this helps me with that. And it's like and like Kristen Louise says, it's
Mhm.
compartmentalizing. Um, thank you. And Tangi said, OMG, my mother had a wall of death when my son was a toddler. It was all tools and such. And I'm like, Mom, not appropriate to babysit a toddler.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Robin was quoting Psycho, mother, please, I'd rather do it myself. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's a commercial. Mother, please, I'd rather do it myself. Most of you are too young to remember that commercial. I don't remember that commercial. You have to tell us now, Robin. So, I just got a pig-shaped egg timer for when my anxiety is making me act too quickly. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
So, and Tangi said that it is a true story that her mother had a wall of death. So, but anyhow, okay. What else do you got?
I got the Eight of Wands, and this is like the depiction of Samantha in Bewitched. Like everything that like she's moving forward in her life. She knows what she wants, how to get it, and like this is just like the positive setting goals, achieving them kind of thing for me. Like everything that she
Yeah,
does in that show.
yeah, that's true. You do realize everybody's going to be, as soon as they're done with us, after they've liked and subscribed to LadyKnight of Avalon, right? They're going to be searching Bewitched for YouTube channels of Bewitched.
Yeah,
So
do that. It's a great show.
it
I'm so sad
is.
that they had to exchange the original husband because the actor could barely move and like he had a bad injury in his back. So that's why they had to exchange him.
Yeah, and I like how they handled it on the show. Do you remember how they
Hmm.
handled it on the show?
They just didn't talk about it.
They didn't talk about it. It was like,
Yeah.
boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And Robin said it was a headache pill where the mother-in-law was a tad too bossy with her daughter in with her daughter-in-law in the kitchen, and the wife rebels. So, is there a shake and bake card in this deck? I don't recall one. And I don't know if Andy the Wallflower, if you're here, I don't know if there is one in the Cook's Tarot either. So, but all right.
Oh, with the couch underneath the wall of death. Oh my God.
With a couch seating area under the wall of death. Well, it would definitely be a conversation starter, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, this would only work if it's not in an area where there are earthquakes and it starts falling down. No.
I can see that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I have 2 cards left.
And so do I. And Andy said no, there isn't in the Cook's Tarot. Thank you, Andy. So, all right. Am I next?
I think so.
I have the Ten of Swords.
I thought about that one.
And the reason is this: first of all, I like how it's in a pin cushion and the person actually is holding one of the pins
Yeah.
rather than it being a dead person. So for
Mhm.
me, there's a sense of, when I finish with a sewing project, because you sew as well, right?
I used to.
You, okay. And so I think it's one of those times when I finish a project, I put everything away. So I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Everything is done. It's final. And then it sort of gets me ready for the next thing. And tens
Mhm.
are about waiting for that next step and that next
Yeah.
thing. So,
But what I also see in that is since it's like this can go either way. You can put the needles in, but you can also pull them out. If it's too much, you can just pull it out one by one and lighten the load a little bit.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And Chris is here. Hello, Chris. It's a tiara. I couldn't work out what was the headwear or if Gerald was spiked his hair with his with the boy band style. Well, I could totally be in a boy band, right? With my handlebar mustache and my middle-aged belly. That would totally be right.
Mm.
What
No, we
would you?
didn't have aprons, so we went with the bling.
Yes, yes. Oh, and Tony thought it was voodoo. Well,
That can be too.
I won't say no to that. Sympathetic
Like,
magic. So,
that neighbor criticizing my lawn for the 3rd time this week.
Yeah. Mind your own damn
Not
business.
having it.
Yeah. All right. What do you got?
So I also have the Four of Cups. Because this one is like, she already had a few drinks, and it's like, no, I can't take any more. Like, like this is the complete opposite of what we usually have. Like, we have those 3 cups standing there, and then the fourth one, and this is like the actual, like, no, I can't take it. Instead of just sitting there and like waiting for the
Right.
hand to go away on its own, this is taking a little bit more action and saying no to something
Yeah.
instead of just ignoring it.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna read this. Hey Tangy Tastic, Kristen, Jackie, Robin, Orshi Astro Norsi. That's a new one. That's you should copyright that one, Orshi. That's cool. So oh, and Tangi has said yes, and the Bling Bling Megans, Gerald. That would be the middle-aged, it would be the middle-aged man band. Oh my gosh, or she's keeping it. So, and Robin also said the Four of Cups knows her
Mm-hmm.
limits.
Yeah.
So that's true. And just so that all of us know, Robin, calling a kilt a skirt isn't necessarily a compliment to a Scot.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's like, okay. Like bartenders who overserve me. Bartenders overserve? I just know that when I say to a bartender, and I'm like, I like a heavy pour, and that means a heavier tip. So, that works actually. So, all right. My last card is the Page of Swords. And I mean, this just I love this because we all know that idea of don't run with scissors. And first of all, this sort of sums up the whole idea of the deck and the way it's created.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, something that y'all didn't know about me is when I was in college, I spent a semester creating collages back when there were magazines back in the 80s, magazines. And I would cut out pieces and parts of pictures and make new things. And so this just totally sums up that style for me. It's like, these are shoes from some kid running down the street. It's a top from something. It's I love this idea of mixing and matching. So visually it's great, but I also like how the Page of Sword is youthful and exuberant and doesn't necessarily think it will cause harm without
Mm-hmm.
necessarily intending to. So,
But his mom will have a heart attack when she sees all the handprints there.
oh, of course. Of course. And a heavier tip. Yes, a heavier tip, and I'm waiting for it. I think Regina picked up on that. Is that a TBR song? Something like that. Arrive for the middle-aged man band. Is that a TBR? Yeah, that could be. So, anyhow, a heavier tip. Yes, just the tip. So, Chris is preparing to film my walkthrough for the open Ghostly Face Tarot tonight. Oh, that's Robin's deck, I think. So, and Robin says, I like that Page of Swords running with scissors. Reminds me of the nature of the RWS page, carelessly swinging his sword.
Hmm.
That's what she said. That's the one. So, all right. Do you have another
Yeah,
card?
my last card.
Ooh.
I have the Five of Pentacles, and like normally when we see the Five of Pentacles, we always think of like the person who gets the reading, or if we read for ourselves in like the victim mentality. But the way that she's doing it was like, oops, did I do that? So sometimes we just have to take accountability for what we do in our lives. And we're not always the victim. Sometimes the things that happen to us are because of our own doing, and we just have to own our stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And or she thinks about peas now. Is that because of this?
Yeah, this deck is crazy with like food stuff.
Yeah. So
I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry. Yeah. So how do you use this deck?
I use this deck mainly for myself. Like I have used it in some live readings, but barely. Um, like I like it for love readings actually because it has so many people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it works really well with looking at the person, uh like if someone asks me, okay, what does this person think about me? And then I see the people in the cards, and I can go with what their behavior is, how they look, smile, like is it a nice smile? Are they mischievous or something? Like that gives me something to work with, and I really like using the deck for that.
Yeah. And Diane is here. Hello, Diane. Diane from Wood Thrush Cottage. Um, and she is here. Hello. Excuse me. Or she Autumn Bear Style. What did I miss?
Hmm.
Ishi said, looks like she launched them F this shit. You know,
Yeah.
she's throwing the pentacles.
Yeah,
So
is anyone looking? It's like the cat with the water glass, you know? The cat looks at you and it's like,
yeah.
and it's
You
just
paying
gone.
attention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care.
Yeah. And I can totally picture a cat doing, after they do that, then they turn to you and they go like that and then they walk away.
Hmm.
So um
It's like,
I
see what you made me do?
yes, see what you made me do. Actually, I can see where this would fit nicely with love reading,
Hmm.
especially because you're an intuitive reader, as people would know from when we had a chance to talk with you on my channel
Hmm.
previously. Because this deck would tell a story very nicely.
Yeah.
It would be, it could give you a nice clean ending and stuff like that. Um, so I have started working with this deck and I do like it for some very practical application. It's
Hmm.
less it's less up here and it's more hands-on.
Hmm.
Like because I could certainly see it's like, well, now you need to go eat some olives. You
Yeah.
need to, get your hors d'oeuvres out, or you need to have a nice little cocktail or something like that. But yeah. So, but gosh, I mean, we've been at this for an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So okay, so show the book that you use again, if you don't mind.
It's the
I'm going to
Smart
embiggen you
Girl's
for a
Guide for
moment. I'm going
Tarot.
to embiggen you because I want people to see this.
Yeah, the Smart Girl's Guide for Tarot, to Tarot. It's from like it's been around for a while. Let me see. 2004. So it's not too old, but it's kind of out of print, out of stock right now. You can still get some used copies on
Uh-huh.
Amazon in different countries, but they have released it now as a Kindle version. So no matter what, it is still available in some shape or form. And like before the Kindle version was released, like I saw this book go for like $80, and I was lucky to get it for only 25. So yeah.
Wow.
And I think the
Wow.
Kindle version is like 7 or 8-ish
Okay.
in a way. So yeah.
Yeah.
But this book is really fun. It has like all these, and it has like the right side up and reversals.
Okay.
So that is really good. It also has like some example readings in the back, and yeah, it's like a little how to do tarot in the front, but it's mostly the things. And I wish there was actually a deck with these depictions, but I think they were only made for the book. But
Oh,
they are really cool.
I'm going to embiggen you again. I love what Jamie said. She said, "Go smash that thumbs up, then go bake." So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So
and
these things are actually pretty cool. Like the
that's
10 of
good.
cups here is just all these coffee cups.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's I like this better than this.
Uh-huh. And I'm okay with the you know what I should have done and I didn't do it. I should have invited the creators to join us, which, you know, there they
Mm.
are. I should have said, "Hey, we're going to do this if you want to join us." So, Paul
Because
Ethel
something,
and Jude Buffin, what?
yeah, something that this book doesn't mention is reversals. Like this just goes into the card one way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like even just the little white books from Lo Scarabeo, they usually have at least 1 or 2 keywords when it comes to reversals, but this one
Mhm.
doesn't mention it at all.
Okay.
For the people who
Sure.
read reversals, I don't, but you know.
Yeah. Oh wow, and what happened? Or she? Sorry, I timed out Ishi by mistake. Oops. Sorry, Ishi. Jackie admitted it. So Kristen Louise could go for some coconut macaroons. I love me a coconut macaroon. Do you have a favorite cookie, Maria?
Uh not really. No.
Okay. Do you have a favorite cake?
Not chocolate. I don't really care for chocolate cake too much. I like well, we have different names for it in Germany. The Snow White cake, we call it. It's actually just like a normal cake with some like really stiff whipped cream and then like some chocolate and then some sprinkles on top. Or what I also like is cherry cake,
Ooh.
something with
Okay.
cherries. Yeah. Or, of course, the classic cheesecake.
Mm. And are you a baked cheesecake person? I mean, or is it one that is you set it in the refrigerator?
Um, I haven't really made cheesecake myself yet, so I have to try that at some point. Like the stuff that I used to bake was like pies and like traditional like German cakes and stuff. Or we call it parrot cake, which is basically just like if you get like the normal, like what you get in the box mix, like a shortcake or something, and it has different colors because you put it into different parts and you put different colors into each, and then you kind of mix it all together, and so it's like really colorful, that kind of
Mm.
stuff.
Wow. Okay. Tony likes spiced sponge cakes, or she likes the cake you were describing. Jackie is continuing to hang her head in shame. You're still my mod, so don't worry about it. So it's all good. Um, I like cookies that are placed in front of me on a you know, doesn't have to be on a plate. So cookies
Yeah.
just in general are good. Um, Tony says marble cakes, we call those.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Now, well, here marble cake is just the black and white one, and parrot means that there's like colors like red and green and blue and all that.
nice, nice. But I like a cake. I like sweet things. So, um, but so yeah. Okay. So I'm
Well,
gonna
cookies are
pull
also the ones that you to make yourself.
cookies. What?
The best cookies are the ones that you don't have to make yourself. Like they just you either buy them or mom makes them.
Yeah, mom makes them. That's lovely. Now Jeffrey's favorite cookie is a snickerdoodle,
Mm-hmm.
which is a cinnamon and sugar coated type of cookie, and those are quite good. So, um, and so okay, so um, I was going to ask if people would like me to do a 3 card pull for the collective. Do people do you in chat want a 3 card pull for the collective? And in order to do that, you have to like and subscribe. to LadyKnight of Avalon, right? So, oh, what are you finding?
So this is, I don't know if you can see, like I
I'm gonna
used like
embiggen you.
purple, pink, blue, and mixed it all together and just poured it into the pan, like in like wherever. And then it comes out really nice. Like I'm trying to find the one where it was done.
Oh, Ishi's back. Oh, she's gonna go again.
Hmm. So that's what it looked like on the inside.
Yummy. So,
And that's what we call a parrot cake because it has like all these colors.
okay. All right. So, I guess Jackie spilt drink on my phone and tried to wipe it off. It's like, oops. And Tony's like, well, you've been shuffling for a while there, Gerald. It would be a shame to waste it. So, all right. So, Maria, are you willing to help interpret the 3 cards?
Yes.
Okay. So, we're doing a collective reading for everybody who is here live and are watching this. And it's just 3 in general. So, the first card is the 4 of Pentacles. And I think, when I see the 4 of Pentacles, especially with this depiction, it's like keeping what you have safe. And yeah, it's like keeping what's important to you safe.
Yeah.
So
This is like, no, not the good china. We can use the regular plates, not the good stuff.
right.
This is the good stuff is for a special occasion. This is not that special yet.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. And then we have the 3 of Swords, which
That's,
go ahead.
yeah, that's just a little overcrowded. So maybe just look at like who really has a good opinion on something and who's just talking smack, like kind of sift through the like what do I need and what can I just let go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say to me it's more about the let's curate who is involved with this. Instead, let's use some discernment. Um, Kelly Bear is here. Hello, Kelly Bear. Thank you for joining. And Robin asked Gerald, Jeffrey Snickers your doodle? Well, there's only one E in Jeffrey, and I'm not going to talk about that. So there. Boom.
It's not that kind of channel.
It's not that kind of channel. That's my OnlyFans. Tune in soon. So that's horrible. Orshi, I am a no-bake cookie fan here too. Because my mother, when she heard about, we're having a bake sale tomorrow, and mom didn't have anything at home, so she made no-bake cookies, which were easy because you just mix it on the stovetop and go. So, but just as my creative cloud crash. What? I missed that. Oh my gosh. Okay, people are talking about cookies. So the last card is the 10 of Swords. And so as we look at this, I'm trying to put these in order so that I can, so people can see what they look like.
Yeah, to me that 10 of Swords is like that's what happens when you don't hear the 3 of Swords. Like that's like if you don't learn your lesson by the 3 of Swords, and if you don't like just focus on one thing or get the distractions out of the way, then the 10 of Swords will be inevitable.
Yeah. And I think of this as I like that idea of is because in this 10 of Swords is are you pulling out the swords or are you putting them in? That's a helpful thing. That's one of the reasons I like these deck casuals. So 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Yeah, it's like, okay, let's be realistic about what's going on. Do we need the best stuff? Let's use some discretion and let's think about it. And then having to, okay, if part of the end of every project is cleaning up and clearing away so you can do the next thing.
Yeah,
So,
that Three of Swords to me is also like too many distractions. And if I get distracted too much, then 3 becomes 10.
oh yeah. Andy says, "Wow, cheery collective reading." Yeah, cheery.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's like we're coming out of so many retrogrades now, so we kind of have to learn to deal with like all the normal stuff again. So yeah, we can't blame it on all the retrogrades anymore.
that's true because it has or is going soon. Direct.
I think Jupiter came out of retrograde. Was it Saturn as well, and maybe Mercury? So a couple of them are gone. Some are still there, but yeah,
Yeah.
like now we have to put on our big boy pants and like take responsibility ourselves again.
For everything that has happened. Chris said, "Don't let him kid you, Maria. He's usually pure filth. He's being a gentleman because you're here." Yes, and I have the crown on, so
Who says that
and
I'm not like that?
yeah, you should see us after hours. I mean, good lord. So,
Hmm.
yeah, the 4 of coins. Yeah, Scott's heading out. By Tangi's heading out, and after I've sorted Poppet, I'm going to cut some chards and have me some grounding food. Yes, yes. Get out a plate and serve me up cake until I'm bloated enough to pop it with a pin.
Hmm.
That's funny. Get out a plate. I'm going to gourd myself until I'm ready to pop with a pin.
Yeah,
So, or as Kristen Louise said, sew a larger pair of pants.
that just gives me some Willy Wonka vibes right now.
Yes. I'm just waiting for an Oompa Loompa to
Just
run
roll
by.
me into the juicing room.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. So, well, everybody, thank you very much. What do you got coming on your channel, Maria? Let's just give everybody a reminder.
So the next thing will be on the 30th this month, the day before Halloween, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A fun little Halloween reading chat, and it will be with Gerald and with Tangi and myself, of course. And we're going to get all dolled up, and you can see us in some nice colors. And yeah, we're going to have fun. So join us.
Yes, please. And tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, I am having a bibliomancy casual with Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path, Zane, Tarot Token Witchery, and we are going to be talking, and we will also have the guest, Tangi will be on, because we'll be talking about bibliomancy and the bibliomanticas that we have created. So,
Yeah.
and then on Friday, I will be on Longman Tarot's channel, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 British, to plan out our long stash readings a week from today. So, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. And Orshi is like our weekend will be Halloween Eve for sure that week. Yes. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Jackie. Violet Beauregard. Yes. Bye, Richie. And everybody take care. Thank you very much. We'll see you again soon.
Well, tiara wave.
Oh, yes, Tiara Wave.
No, like,
Bye. Oh, yes, yes.
bye, everyone.